We're joined today by Bruce Maluish, Managing Director of VRX Silica, and we're here to talk about how silica sand is an important ingredient in the oil and gas industry. Bruce, over to you.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, silica sand in the oil and gas industry is mainly around fracking. And fracking is used in tight gas fields. They're described as tight gas, whereby you will drill a hole, you may put explosives down there to try and create fractures within the rock to release the gas. And you'll pump sand into those fractures to hold the cracks open to allow the gas to continue coming out. In the industry, it's fracturing of rock, or otherwise known as fracking. The industry itself and the market itself is very dependent on the price of gas. Biggest users by far are in the US, particularly in Texas, where they have extremely large, tight gas fields. And the advent and the R&D that goes in and around fracking has all been developed in the US, and it's ultimately made the US totally independent from requiring imports of gas and, in most cases, of oil. So, which is quite a change over the last 20-odd years. However, as I said, it's very dependent on the price of oil. In 2018, the US used 130 million tonnes of sand. And then in 2020, it used 30. Now, purely a function of the number of oil rigs that were operating and drilling into tight gas fields, which was subject to the price of oil. So it's an industry that is interesting. Now, in Australia, we generally, the Northwest Shelf or Bass Strait, don't have tight gas fields. However, Beetaloo Basin in the Northern Territory is a tight gas field. We expect there to be a demand there. Now, when it comes to the sand that's suitable for fracturing, it's less a function of its size and shape than it is about its crush index. Now, obviously, when you're pumping it into fractures to keep them open, you don't want the fractures crushing the sand, otherwise it loses the point. So very high grade sand for fracturing is termed 10,000 psi. And anything above a 6,000 psi crush index is generally suitable for fracking. And the very high quality and high dollar sand is about 10,000. It's an industry that is not big in Australia yet. We expect it to be bigger. There's lots of people who will talk about fracking and don't like fracking. I think that's a lack of understanding about how the fracking industry actually works. But silica sand, once again, is not only used because of its ability to prop open the cracks, but it easily mixes with the other chemicals that are used to clean those cracks to allow the gas out. Because, once again, silica sand is very inert and is quite compatible with quite a number of fracking fluids. It is required to meet certain quality and purity specifications, which are completely different to specifications for glass.
Silica sand, a key input into the oil and gas sector. Clearly an opportunity there for the commodity. Bruce, thanks for your insights.
Thanks, Dave.